Hi, I'm Bybreen and welcome back to another episode of Soul-Stirring Astrology, where I give you my textured take on the world of astrology. Well, in a few days' time, on Monday, June the 3rd, there is a new moon in Gemini, and it kicks off a new cycle, new beginnings for all of us, and it conjuncts a royal star called Aldebaran. Now, this star actually brings with it the kind of winds of change, success, opportunity. It really does bring about dynamic energy for you to be going out into the world and negotiating, looking for your avenues of success. So it really does resonate with the Geminian quality, because Gemini is about being in the world, exchanging ideas, being the gift of the gab. It's really the opportunity to sell, promote, market yourself, your idea, your message, your concept, your product or your service. It's also joined by Mercury. Mercury is there at 27 degrees of Gemini, which is another Geminian signature. So you've got this double vibration, or triple vibration of success. It's an opportunity. It's the moment where you need to hit the ground running and be confident about what it is that you're selling. But at the same time, don't become the trickster. Don't mislead people. So make sure that your messaging is right, it's correct. And the reason why I say this is because this new moon, the Sun conjunct the moon, is part of a T-square with Neptune at the apex, and it's opposing Jupiter. So you've got this opposition of the moon, new moon, Jupiter, both forming this square, as I say, to Neptune. And so with Neptune, there's a potential for woolly thinking, so you want to be avoiding that. And also being aware that you're not misleading or you're not being misled, because you've got this element of hidden or open enemies. That's what's part of this royal star. On the one hand, it does look very favourable. It can point to success. But on the other hand, it's about you being mindful that you're not operating under any type of trickery. Because there needs to be mindfulness in terms of people around you. But don't just go out into the world hunting for your enemies. You know, go out into the world from the offensive point of view as opposed to being on defense. So leading from the front, leading confidently, and actually think about what it is that you're selling and how you can sell that in your local area, because Gemini does relate to, you know, short distances. So in your local area, it could be your town, it could be your city. Wouldn't necessarily say country, it's more about your locality. And because we've got this opposition with Jupiter, Jupiter is currently retrograding, so it's taken the energy internally. So it's time for you to be, you know, stoking up and engaging with your inner guru, your inner wisdom. And at the same time, thinking about the plan of action, that the thing that you can sell locally, it could be into a school, it could possibly be into a college. How could you sell that internationally? And you will do that once you've been able to harmonise where you are with your facts, avoiding the T-square, the negative side of the T-square, and thinking about between now and mid-August, because that's when Jupiter goes direct again in Sagittarius, by then work out your plan, how you can connect or sell internationally, because there is the energy for this, but you must tap into your inner wisdom. Now, Jupiter is calling on you again, and this time it's about shifting forward into Capricorn, because in Capricorn we have Pluto, the South Node, and Saturn. And Venus has formed a trine to the South Node and Saturn. She's moved past it. She's at 22 straight 23 degrees of Taurus, and she's currently forming this trine with Pluto. So this is a wonderful opportunity because it's a trine. So if we think about what's gone on with this South Node, Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, it's been very heavy energy, it's been very regenerative energy. It's also been about contacting, linking back to the past lives, past people, past situations. And because Pluto's there, they could have been situations that presented or caused you pain or sorrow, or, you know, broke you down in some way. And with the transit of Pluto, it's like revisiting that area, revisiting that scenario, that situation. And the test here was for how did you triumph? How did you gain back your power, or how did you use your power in a different way that enabled you to become the phoenix that rose from the ashes, clutching the fire in your hand? And the idea is for you to keep flying, keep expanding, because you've done the deep work. So that triumvirate of the South Node, Pluto and Saturn created the opportunity for all of us to have gone back through the eye of the needle. I know I certainly did. There was a situation that presented itself from my past. And it was wonderful because I've been doing work on myself over the years. So when this situation presented itself and when this person reappeared in my life for a moment, it was a wonderful opportunity for me to observe my own trajectory of growth. So it was great. And I certainly was the phoenix that rose from the ashes. So that's what the triumvirate is calling for. Now that Venus is forming this trine with Pluto, and we've got Jupiter in Sagittarius, Venus and Jupiter are presenting all of us with the opportunity to think about how can we use the elixir to create something beautiful. If you've gone through the eye of the needle, if you have seen your own growth about how you use power, your power, in a really productive way that enhances who you are, there would be wonderful lessons that you've learned or gained. So Jupiter is offering you the opportunity to do some mature reflection as to what that is. And then Venus is inviting you to think about how you can create an elixir and then bring that to the world. It's about creating something beautiful that you can share, obviously with yourself, but then with other people. So with Venus in Taurus, here we're looking at creating something quite tangible. Venus is very much at home here. She rules Taurus. It could be that you're an interior designer and you're recreating your home, or you're offering that as a service. It could be that you're into some kind of luxury good, or it could be that you're a musician, you're at the top of your game in terms of your artistry, or you're leading your life in a way whereby you're creating these beautiful things. And Venus does rule art and creativity, and if you've got a singing voice, if you're a great songwriter, if you're a great musician, all of this points to activating Venus in this way. And the whole world has been blessed with this fantastic musician who was the runner-up on the recent American Idol, Alejandro Aranda. An exceptional musician, songwriter, singer. I mean, he's a master in his craft, and he reminds me of the legendary flamenco guitarist Paco de Lucia. He's in that vein, and there's a brilliant album that Paco did. It was a collaboration with Aldi Mielo and John McLaughlin. It's Friday Night in San Francisco. It was released in 1981, a sensational album that really shows off the craft, and that's a wonderful representation of a Venus Pluto, using your artistry to literally heal, embalm and touch the world. So you've got your version of it somewhere, and that's what this is calling for. How can you extract the beauty and share it with the world? How can you recreate, do a rendition of, so Alejandro, for example, he did this beautiful rendition of Sorry by Justin Bieber, as well as Yellow by Coldplay, and then his own songs out loud. I mean, just artistry. And that's what the world is calling for. How can we bring our artistry, however you want to define it, how can you bring it, how can you shape it so that it touches you and is able to enhance or add beauty into the world? We also have this echoing of power and how you can realign it, because we have Saturn, which is forming a sextile with Neptune, and so where you have a sextile, that's about an opportunity is presented. So here there's a presentation of how you can balance and harmonize your material needs as well as your spiritual needs, your emotional needs that are leading to the betterment of your life. It's a sextile. And so the journey of Pluto, the South Node, and Saturn in Capricorn, and then the annex of Saturn with Neptune gives you the opportunity now to bring another dimension. How have you healed as a result of this? How are you now feeding both sides of the equation, the material side as well as the spiritual side? And it's another opportunity for you to be thinking about, how do you use your power in a way that's going to elevate you? Because once you've worked that out, you can then tap into the energy that is brought by Mars conjuncting the North Node, and they're both in Cancer. So it's about your quiet authority, echoed by Saturn, sextile Neptune, and then it's echoed again when we have Mars conjunct the North Node in Cancer. So whereas, you know, if Mars was in Aries, it would be this direct confrontation. With Mars going through water, you know, take the shape of water, flow with water, but with the authority that you know who you are, and you know how to use your power, you know how to use your strength, and you're going to allow it to flow so that you can lead your life into the North Node journey. So, that's it. That's this beautiful new moon in Gemini, really presenting this opportunity for using your energy to connect with the world, and using it from the basis of you've come from a point of pain, you've transitioned it, you've brought some wisdom back into the equation, and you're now able to flourish and flow. So it brings me to the quote of the day, which is by Soren Kierkegaard, and what he said is, life is understood looking backwards, but life must be lived going forwards. So that's it, beautiful people. Put your comments in the comment box below. I always love to connect with you. Feel free to share this episode with anybody in your network. And you can like and subscribe to my channel. So stay well, enjoy, really take advantage of this new moon on the 2nd of June. It's a fast energy, it's quick. So the idea is when those opportunities present themselves, grab it, lead from the front. You know, and if you have ideas, go out into the world. Now's the time for you to really be taking advantage of that. And then reaping some international benefits, or widening your horizon once Jupiter goes direct from about August the 11th. So take care, stay well, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.